Okay, so today we're going to do the texture section of the poster. Now, we're going to learn about two different types of texture. The first one is implied texture. Implied texture. I-M-P-L-I-E-D. That's the word, implied. Implied texture means that it's an artist's technique that creates the illusion of texture. The other texture that we're going to learn about is actual texture. Simply, that means you can actually feel it. So what we're going to do for our texture section in our work here is I have all of these texture plates. Now, if you don't have a texture plate and you were trying to do this at home, you can really make a texture rubbing on anything in your house. You can make it on a wood floor. You can make it on like a rough kind of tile. You can make it even on the carpeting because you'll get that underneath, that little texture underneath. So find something, if you were at home, find something that has a textural surface, and what you're going to do is a texture rubbing. So now I'm going to look through here and I'm going to find one that I like. And because I've seen these before, I already know which one I like. I like this floral print here. And watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the textured side and I'm going to put it underneath my artwork. Now, if you were at home, you'd just be putting your piece of paper on something textural. Another thing you could do is create your own texture by taking some Elmer's glue and gluing, making like really cool patterns on a piece of paper. Let those dry, and then you would take that and put it underneath the artwork, and that could be your own textural plate. All right, so what I'm going to do after I have my texture underneath, I'm going to take my pencil and I'm just going to rub it across the top. And the only thing that's going to show through is the part of the plate that is raised, creating this textural surface. I'm going to go around and do the whole entire section. The darker I press, the more the texture shows up. So you want to make sure that you really get every little area. Notice that I'm holding my paper nice and still, and I'm going all the way to the edge. Now there is my implied texture. It creates the illusion of texture, but when I touch it, it's not really texture. Here comes the second part. Now I'm going to create the word texture. Just like we've done before, I'm going to lightly write the word texture inside of the box, fitting the whole word in the section. T-E-X-T-U-R-E, texture. Now what I'm going to do is create very simple block letters to go around it. Going around each one. Going around each letter until I'm done. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my black glue. Now you might be saying, black glue? How'd you do that? All I did was I took a little bit of black paint and I put some black paint inside a white glue bottle. So my glue bottle was probably filled a little bit more than halfway, and then I poured some black paint in it and I really shook it up. Let me just check it right here. Looking good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my letters and I'm going to outline my letters with the black glue. When I'm finished outlining my letters, I also want to add one more thing. I want to go inside of my letters just so I really have that textural feel to it in the end. And I'm going to add some polka dots. So I'm going to go through and I'm just going to create some dots inside all of the letters like that. And when it dries, the glue is going to stay raised and create a really great textural effect, which is called actual texture, and the background is the implied texture.